What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a couple of more KD to Raptors trade updates that I wanted to present to all of you in today's video. And by now, you're either sick and tired of all this Kevin Durant to Raptors trade talk, or you're excited because all arrows are pointing to the Raptors inching closer and closer to the forefront of the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. Now, despite Durant's desire to land with the Phoenix Suns, the Brooklyn Nets are reportedly unswayed by a trade involving DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges, and the Raptors have become a team to keep an eye on as one of the few organizations that can pull off a one-for-one trade without involving a third party. This is what Woj said on NBA Today.
Still, the Toronto Raptors, that's the team, I think the most seamless trade for Brooklyn. They can do a one-on-one trade with the Raptors. The assets are there. The ability with, I think, quality enough players, draft picks, and contracts that match up. I think ultimately that's the least complicated deal, and I think people should keep watching as the Raptors stay involved in these conversations.
Then Woj was on SportsCenter and said this, and I quote, "The Toronto Raptors are the one team that could go to Brooklyn alone with the pieces the Nets want, and they, Toronto, have interest. If Toronto gets more aggressive in the pursuit of Kevin Durant, there is certainly a pathway," close quote. And Bobby Marks was on NBA Today and said that the Raptors are the leader of the clubhouse for the Kevin Durant sweepstakes.
The realistic teams that can actually land Kevin Durant. Bobby, who are they?
Well, I think it certainly starts with Toronto, right? I think it's a matter of what the combination is that Masai Ujiri is willing to give up, as far as when you look at Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby. They've got 4 first-round picks to send out in a deal. They can do pick swaps. I think the interesting thing, Malik, is that we've talked about Pascal Siakam. He was signed to that rookie max extension, but he can be traded to the Nets with Ben Simmons because his contract was only 4 years, not 5 years like Bam Adebayo. So for me, it's all about Toronto as far as I see them as kind of the leader in the clubhouse if they want to get a deal done with Brooklyn.
I'll say this, though. If Masai Ujiri can trade for Kevin Durant without including Scotty Barnes in the deal, I will tip the proverbial cap to him, maybe wear some moose antlers on TV, swing a hockey stick around, because I just don't see a combination appealing enough to win the Durant sweepstakes without Scotty Barnes. And look, you can sit here and scream and yell if you're a Raptors fan, he's untouchable, we can't trade Scotty Barnes, he could be a 10-time All-Star, all this, a homegrown player. I get all that. That's fine. That's all fair. To me, you just don't get Kevin Durant then, and that can be fine too. You have a really good team and a Rookie of the Year, but if he can pull that off, boy, oh boy, that would be a coup.
So by now, it's pretty clear to see that Sean Marks and the Nets front office are not going to settle. Brooklyn is reportedly willing to let trade talks drag on as the Nets search for an all-star caliber player as the centerpiece of a Durant deal. This is per Woj and Sportsnet's Michael Grange. So for the Raptors, that basically leaves them with 2 options as the most likely packages for Brooklyn. A trade package involving Scotty Barnes or a trade package involving Pascal Siakam. Now, I know Fred VanVleet falls under that all-star player that the Nets are looking for, but I don't see the Nets wanting VanVleet. They currently have Kyrie Irving, and if they do end up trading Kyrie, it seems like the only trade out there right now and the likeliest is a Kyrie for Westbrook swap with the Lakers. Now, I've had the same take on this, and my stance has not changed at all. I'm on team anybody but Scotty Barnes. If the Raptors have to include Scotty Barnes in a trade package to get Kevin Durant, I'm not interested. But if the Raptors can get it done without including Scotty Barnes, I would do it. There are a lot of moving pieces, but I think ultimately it's going to come down to if the Raptors want to get aggressive or not, if a team like the Suns or the Heat can get a third team involved. And then the last option I see as being a plausible one is KD and Kyrie swerving everyone and deciding to run it back. I mean, you look at the Nets, they are quietly putting together a pretty good supporting cast in Brooklyn as we speak. Today they signed TJ Warren. How aggressive are the Raptors willing to be? Are the Raptors interested in meeting the Nets' trade demands? The Toronto Raptors seem to be the team that is the ideal trade destination for Kevin Durant, but the Raptors organization are going to have to answer some very tough questions if they do want to get this done. There's obviously interest from the Raptors because they are inquiring, but it's going to come down to if the Raptors want to go that extra mile and meet the needs of the Brooklyn Nets to get a deal done. As I said, if Scottie Barnes needs to be included, the Toronto Raptors should just walk away. And that would be okay because the Toronto Raptors are a part of this developmental period. They still got a very good, young, talented team. And if the Raptors do decide to run it back with OKD, this is still going to be a fun team to watch. But if Masai and company want to get aggressive, if they do want to take it to the next level and become a championship contender overnight, we'll see how far they're willing to go to trade for Kevin Durant. So this is getting interesting by the minute. Let me know how you see the situation playing out. Would you be interested in trading for Kevin Durant if the Nets would want back a Scottie Barnes or Siakam? Let me know in the comment section down below. Is there any other trade scenario you see the Nets accepting? Remember, they want an all-star player in return. Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plus, ring the bell. And again, if anything new breaks, I will have it on this channel. This is Luca Rosano signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.